What's up, guys? Owen here again. I'm bringing you a series, UFC Undisputed 2009. It's a game I've had for a long time, but I've just got back into it. It's actually been one of the better gaming experiences I've had recently. But here's our hero, Danny Wiggem, Danny the Doctor Wiggem. So what I'm doing for this series is I take this career fighter, start a brand new career mode, and I'm gonna play through the entire career mode, commentating over every fight, kind of just talking. Then I'm gonna put up every fight, and then I'm gonna put kind of a montage together of his career, and then I'm gonna take him to online, and then I'll put a couple online matches and just make it a nice big series. So without further ado, here we go. Alright, so Micro Nevin, takedown offense, standing strike. I want to definitely ground and pound.
So, you think you're ready for the UFC, huh? Listen, the UFC is more than a few tough guys coming in off the streets who think they can fight. These are athletes competing at the highest level of their sport. Just look around you. It's the fastest growing sport in the world. You don't get a shot in the UFC by coming in off the street with a karate trophy. You need to be ready for anything and everything. You go in there with just wrestling, you come out with just a concussion. If your only game plan is your big right hand, I'll play you a video of where that went wrong after you wake up. I need you in shape, sharp on the ground, and deadly on your feet. When you're not fighting, you're training. If you're not willing to put everything on the line, I'll find someone who is. You better decide now, because after you walk down to that octagon, after that cage door closes, I don't want to find out that you're not a real fighter. And trust me, kid, neither do you. When it comes to talent, this organization has the best in the world, period. And every single one of them is ready for you. Win or lose, I want you to prove to me, to everyone, hell, to yourself, that you're a fighter. This is the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and we are as real as it gets.
Alright, back. So this game is real fun. It was I haven't played any of the next two recently in this series, and like this one was real good, especially for the time, 2008, 2009. It's a really good fighting engine.
So now it comes down to a single question, and you have to ask yourself.
Mario Yamasaki. Whoa, look at this! Look at this guy. Yeah, we'll go for the touch-up. Danny Wiggem. This game isn't really just a masher, like, well, especially online. Like, you'll get your ass kicked if you just go and throw buttons and get tired out. Past the mount. Oh, this guy just let me pass his guard real easy. I finished this early. Come on, Danny. Body shot. This game, yeah, you'll get your ass kicked, and like I was saying about the first two, like this game's pretty seamless transition. Like the engine's not the most updated or like impressive, and I'm guessing they only got better with time because the technology world improves day to day, and it just gets better. But this one's pretty good, and it kind of brings me to the E3, and E3 introduced was reduced at the EA demo that UFC signed up for with a sponsorship, a partnership with UFC to make the new UFC game. And this kind of worried me because THQ, they're known for fighters. They do the WWE games, which I'm a big fan of and love them to death. 2000. SmackDown vs. Raw. Oh, here we go. He's Rock. SmackDown vs. Raw was one of my favorite games. Oh, there's the knockout, and keep punching him for a little bit instead of a little effect. But yeah, and THQ does a great job with their games, like this one especially for being their first one. And I've seen gameplay of EA's UFC, and it just looks below the standard of these games. So I'm a little bit worried, but I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really gonna look into it and might end up buying it. But with with when it was announced, it was kind of funny because Dana White is the owner of UFC and the founder, and he like 4 or 5 years ago like went to EA and was like, hey, you want to make this UFC game? And they're like, no, like mixed martial arts isn't going anywhere, like it's not like it's not going to be anything big, just we don't want this game. And then so Dana being the businessman, he's like, okay, that's fine, and he like set out to prove him wrong, and he went out with TAQ and Yorks and or some what is it? Let me look at this case. Ukes, yeah, THQ Ukes, and then they made this game. This is the first game of the series, and this is the first game of the series, and like he's like, I'm gonna go make them regret. Well, we're gonna fight this guy. Actually, kickboxing BJJ, boxing BJJ. I don't want to worry about the high kicks, so we'll fight this guy. He's high ranked too. Try to get that title as fast as possible. Yeah, Dan just went out and was like, yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Like, I'll show you, like, typical Dana fashion, like, you're gonna regret not signing me. And when they announced this at E3 that there was this partnership, you could kind of tell, like, Dana was kind of smirking, kind of like, because it kind of pissed him off that, like, they discredited this sport of his, like they discredited what he's worked so hard for. And then on top of that, they went out and made this game will get a spark going. They made a competitive like a competitor to the UFC game, like EA Sports MMA, which was nowhere near as good as these games. But after like 2 years after when the second game came out, and they were selling, and EA Sports was like, wow, they're cutting into some of our sales in our other games like Madden and stuff. Like, there is a market for this, and there is a market for this, and like we should look into it. And they ended up making EA Sports MMA, which was like the first like admitting to like Dana, like, oh, you're right, like there is a market for this, and I'm like we're sorry. And then on top of this, like, that's kind of the final like nail in the coffin. Like they ended up going, I'm sure Dana did go to them, but like they like, yeah, we want to work with you now. And it just kind of showed, like, Dana's like, oh yeah, it's now you want me. And you could kind of tell he was kind of being smirky, like, yeah, I knew I was gonna be here, like I knew we were gonna make this game, like and just proved it, which I think is kind of awesome, because Dana, though he's kind of an asshole and kind of a jerk, he's a great businessman, and he knows, and he sold his soul for this sport, like, and it's really gone such a long way from the days it, like, the tiny little venues and stuff like that, and like when it was almost bought out by WWE, which it's a great thing that it wasn't bought out by WWE, because like that could have totally changed the branding of this. And like it's like the sport's just come such a long way. And the build I'm making for this fighter is I'm making him really well-rounded. Like just trying to make him an overall just oops, missed the point. Just trying to make him like good well-rounded fighter. Put one into submission offense, because you gotta love those. Whatever, we'll leave it there. Yeah. So like that was cool at E3. On the topic of E3, games that impressed me. Watch Dogs by Ubisoft. That game, of course, the makers of Assassin's Creed. that game looks real good, and like it's in Chicago, so of course I'm partial being from Chicago. I love anything with the city. TV shows I'll give more of a chance if they're around Chicago, like, so I'm partial to that. I'm definitely gonna take a look into that. The Halo 4 looks great. It looks, and the Covenant's back, which is kind of surprising because you thought you were done with them, but they have the whole new ancient technology, ancient aliens, so I love them from.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight matchup. Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. Dr. Calvin Hobbs. And here we go.
So yeah, like the whole aliens are back.
Pushing forward quickly.
And Usman Becky. And like that looks really good. So Halo 4 is another game I'm really looking forward to. Game that really didn't impress me, especially that being one of my favorite franchises, is Call of Duty Black Ops. Like, my opinions on Treyarch, I've never really liked any of their games. I really love how they do work with the competitive community, but that game looks pretty whack. Though the zombies, they're torturing me here because I so do not want. I'm not interested in the multiplayer or even the campaign this year, despite how well they did the campaign last year with the whole flashback, which was the best campaign. They always went up the campaigns. Well, actually, I don't know if this year Modern Warfare 3 updated up the campaign from Black Ops because Black Ops was that good, but yeah, like they really up zombies. It's running on the multiplayer engine. There's rumored 4v4 zombies, which would be awesome. And I've heard stories about zombie campaigns. Like, the list is endless, and I just am such a huge zombies fan that like it's so heartbreaking because I know I'm not gonna enjoy multiplayer. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna play on Red 3 for another year, another year and a half, and it's just gonna like I want to get the game, but like I know it's gonna disappoint me. That's just frustrating as this guy gets pounded on mercilessly. But yeah, it's just so frustrating because I know like Treyarch just chokes on the gameplay with their servers. Just they're so good with the community. There's another knockout, but it's just so disappointing. And so I'm gonna wrap it up there. Danny Wiggem 2-0, ground and pound specialist with his wrestling boxing style. Kind of basic, kind of boring, but yeah, just so. There were some thoughts on E3. Fought two rather large black men and came out on top. Huge right ground and pound hand there. But that's my thoughts. This is the first video of the series. Here's the announcement. And I'll let this run out, and I'll see you next video, guys. Peace.